I'm here. Okay, we got Miriam and we got Carly here. Great. I'm glad you're here. Um, I sent out it just quickly. It's like just a second ago. Oh, here's somebody else. Give me 1 second, please. Jabari Thomas speaking. How may I help you this afternoon?
Hello, this is Carrington.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Pretty good. I was wondering,
Good.
because you said, I was speaking to you as far as regarding the spring, which I took care of.
Yeah,
I was only able to sadly do two classes. One
sure.
class is kind of drops me.
Yeah.
I think you said that I had like in total like six classes or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Hey, check it out, Carrington. I'm teaching an online class right now. Can I get you to give me a call back at 3:30? That's when my class ends. Could you give me a call back then and we can talk at length and get you all straightened out?
Perfect.
All right. Thanks a lot, man. Bye bye. Okay, sorry about that, ladies. I have trying to do a whole lot of things at the same time. Just turn on your mic for just 1 second and say hi, just so I can make sure that you're there, Carly and Miriam. Hello, hello. Okay, texted me. Okay, what about you, Miriam? Can you hear me? Are you there? Okay. Yes. Well, okay. Thing is, they just made some changes with this course. When I say just made some changes, that means as of like Saturday. I don't know. The changes may have actually come through this morning. And originally, the course was supposed to be on Mondays and Wednesdays from 2 to 3:30. Okay. And what they did not realize, I had to bring to their attention um, last week, is that we had a bit of a miscommunication, and so we have. Oh yeah, it's an online class, Ms. Motola. Sorry, and so there's nobody standing out in front of the classroom, is there? Okay, all right, cool. Yeah. Okay, all right. And so as a result, we had to make some changes. So this editing class, okay, take care, bye bye, will be from 2 to 4. I'm sorry, 2 to 3:30 on Mondays, and the other class that conflicted with you guys' class is going to be from 2 to 4 on Wednesdays. And this is all very recent. So if you're a little confused, that's okay. Now, Miriam, you said, does this class have a course enrollment? I don't think I quite understand your question. Could you tell it to me again? Maybe I can understand if you explain it
So,
again to me.
so basically, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so basically, I mean, when I say course enrollment, it's like just to say you're taking the class.
Oh, you
The
mean like the
participation.
yes. It does. And I was going to talk about that today, and I was going to give you guys a little tour of that today. So yeah, we'll
Okay,
talk about that. Okay. So
thank
I
you.
don't know. I sent an announcement. I don't know if you guys saw the announcement, but I sent the announcement out just like minutes ago because the changes were just being told to me, and as far as the time, I knew I was going to teach the class, but they had changed the time, and also the fact that it's online is something we had to set up for as well. But the idea is you guys did the right thing, which is every every Monday at as early as 1:45, you would go into the Blackboard site for the class and click on that link that says click here for your weekly DMPT 2600 meeting. You'll click on that, and that'll send you to Blackboard Collaborate, which is where we are right now. So you did the exact right thing. We're going to just hang out for a while to see if anybody else is going to figure that out. I sent out an email and also an announcement explaining it, but it was like very recent. So, I didn't get any emails. I got one email from one guy asking about the class, and that was earlier this morning, and I was teaching another class when he emailed, so I wasn't able to respond like right away. But I did send him an email explaining what I just said to you. So I know this first class may be a little bit rocky while we try to get everybody on the same page, especially with all these changes. But we kind of expected that. So your question, we'll go ahead and start. We'll start off with that with they call it the no-show participation quiz. And I'm pretty sure I'll have to repeat this again for the other folks that come into the course. But the no-show participation quiz is just basically proof that you actually showed up online for a class. And so essentially, It's a 2-question quiz. You guys have probably done it before in other classes, but it's a 2-question quiz, and it just shows, it's just a testament that you actually here. The thing is, as you probably know, if you don't do the no-show participation assignment, what happens is that they assume that you registered for the course, but you never showed up. And then after a certain date, for us, it's May the 29th. But I want to strongly recommend that you take this like now or as soon as possible, just to get it out of the way so you don't forget. Because if you don't take it, what happens is that they withdraw you from the course, and if you're getting financial aid, they send the money back to wherever you were getting it from. So as far as the school is concerned, you were never enrolled in the course, or you're not enrolled in the course, and you won't get a grade for the course. And of course, the money will go back. You won't get any credit for the course. So that's why it's very important. And go ahead and knock this out. So let's take a look at where you can find that participation assignment. And I'm going to share my screen with you. Let's see. Maybe I want to do this one. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So you guys, I'll show you how I got here. So when you go into Blackboard for the first time, it'll look like this. Okay. And of course, you would click on the syllabus and no-show assignment start here. You would click on that, right? And then you'll see the syllabus up here. So you click on the syllabus, click on that, and it'll download the syllabus. You read the syllabus. Very important. Make sure you do that. We're going to go over the syllabus a little bit today, but we're just going to do we're going to browse it. We're going to just do highlights because it's way too long to go through the whole thing point by point during class. But I do want to make sure that it's your responsibility to read through it thoroughly. If you have any questions or concerns, just let me know. But anyway, going through to the give me just 1 second. I want to make sure I'm in the right place here. Okay, yeah, I am. Okay. You'll see like some old announcements from previous semesters. You can ignore that. Just start from the first day of class reading the announcements. It's one of the first things to do. But going back to syllabus and no-show assignment, if you look in no-show participation assignment, click on that. And here is the quiz. It's not visible right now. I'm going to make it visible right now. I'm going to test options. I'll make a new announcement for it, so it'll tell everybody when it's available. And today is the 16th. This is going to be available to the 29th of May. 29th of May at 11:59 p.m. So that's end of day. Okay. So let's make sure everything is correct on that. Yep, it is. Hit submit. Bam. And now it's available. Okay. So please make sure you take this quiz. If you want to pop open another window on your browser right now and take it now, that will be highly advisable, just so you can say you two ladies have gotten it taken care of and you don't have anything to worry about. But I'm going to basically show you how easy it is. It says you're supposed to read the syllabus before taking the quiz. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, you do want to read the syllabus. But I'm going to click on this link here, and then when I click on that link, I'm going to click on begin. And then when I click on that, I have exactly 2 questions. There are no real right or wrong answers here. The first question is, I want to be enrolled in this course. I plan to complete the course, and I take the academic and financial responsibility for this course. Click yes. And also question 2, I've read and understand the syllabus. Click yes, and click save and submit. And once you do that, that you have completed the no-show. You completed the no-show part of the class. So you're done with that. All right. So if you want to do that like quickly, that will be really cool. So you can knock that out. All right. And what I will do is just 3 of us still. Let's take a look at the syllabus for the class. Well, actually, the syllabus, we're going to take a look at the syllabus, but it's going to be, because of the fact that they've made the changes, instead of meeting twice a week, we're meeting once a week now. So we'll take a little look at the syllabus, and I've already started reformatting it for once a week. And you'll kind of get an idea of what you have coming up, but the full syllabus will probably be on a little bit later on this afternoon, bearing in mind the changes that they just made. So we're going to take a look at this syllabus. And by the way, you can find the syllabus by going back to Blackboard and click on syllabus and no-show assignment again, and click on 2600 basic editing syllabus. Don't click on that one because, like I said, that's not updated. Okay, but let's say at about by 4:30 p.m. this afternoon, you know what, let's make it an even 6 p.m. By 6 p.m. this afternoon, you should be able to click on this link right here and get the updated syllabus. But we're going to take a look at the non-updated syllabus just so you can get an idea of what's going on. So that's what we're going to take a look at next. By the way, if you have any questions or something, all you have to do is click the raise hand button at the bottom of your screen, and I'll be able to address your question. Oh, one thing before I do start looking at the syllabus, I do want to show you is that we have a welcome video that I placed on the website, on Blackboard site. If I go to syllabus and no-show assignment, I'm gonna click on that. And where's my welcome video? Is it here yet? No, it's not. I guess I'll give it a little help. Watch this. It shows you how easy I can add things. I'm gonna go to build content. Web link. And I'm gonna go to also had to kind of change my welcome video because of the changes with the course. Oh, 1600, 2600. Okay, yeah, no, that's not ready yet either. It's still processing on YouTube. But what you're going to see is, so this won't be up yet either because it's still processing on YouTube. So I had to re-record the welcome video. But you're going to see an extra link here. It's going to say welcome video. It's real short. It's just 30 seconds, or well, actually, it's a little more than 30 seconds. But it's just me just welcoming you to the course. All that information that's in the welcome video, I'm more or less covering it here. But we have to have it as part of the Blackboard space. So just make sure that, you know, at some point you're aware that it's there, and you can take a look at it if you want to. Okay, but syllabus will be there. Welcome video will be there. Let's take a look at the syllabus as it stands now. I'm gonna stop this, and I'm going to go here. Okay. And I'm going to go. Where is my Microsoft Word? It's not Microsoft Word window. Let's try this again from scratch. Here. It's not there. It's not there. Okay, let me try one other thing, because Collaborate is acting kind of difficult with me right now. Try one more thing. I'm going to go to OneDrive. And actually, this is kind of good because I can show you some other stuff that you're going to need a little later on in the semester. OneDrive. Let's see, do I have mine? Just bear with me for just a moment or two more. Summer.
I'm back.
Hi, did he come by?
I
Did you
can't
see?
get into my email without my password. It's in that book.
Wow.
Am I
Yeah.
going to be able to do my homework?
Well,
I got notes in there.
yeah. I'm thinking it may be a problem until you can catch up with them. But did you try? You can't get into your email. Okay.
My password I have all my passwords.
Right. I tell you what, I'm teaching an online class right now, but what I'll do is I will shoot him an email and just let him know for you what's going on, and hopefully he can reach out and we can come to some sort of way of you two getting together. Maybe I'll tell him. I don't know if you're around tomorrow, but I'll tell him.
Can I give you my cell phone so you can give it to him?
Sure. Give me 1 second, ladies.
Okay,
1 second.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's all right. Okay. All right. Go right ahead.
678
Okay.
641
Okay.
1698.
9-8. Got it. Okay.
And you don't know his first name. It's just.
I can look it up when I know his last name is Lyman. I can look up his first name.
Text me his first name too.
Got it.
Thank you.
I sure will. No problem at all. All right. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay. So yeah, today's the first day, so we're still getting situated in a lot of ways in all of our classes. So all the first day is usually pretty chaotic. Just everybody getting to where they need to be. And so what I'm trying to do for you all is show you the syllabus. Believe me, things are not usually this disjointed. Okay. I think I got it now. Let's here. Oops. Okay. All right. Yeah, there we go. All right. This, if you don't already know, is Microsoft. Let's see. Wait a second. It's going to take a second before it comes up for you guys. There it is. Okay. This is Microsoft OneDrive, and it's basically a cloud drive. It's just like Google Drive, Dropbox, iCloud. Basically, you can save files in the cloud. When you say in the cloud, what you're doing is you're just saving these files on a hard drive somewhere else. In this case, in Microsoft's, excuse me, in one of Microsoft's facilities, I'm copying hard drives. I'm copying files to their hard drive, and you can download those files if you either have a link for me or if it's your account that you're saving stuff to. Okay, it's kind of like email. Like if somebody sends you an email, that email is saved somewhere. It's not saved on your computer, but it's saved on Yahoo's server somewhere. That server is just a computer that has a lot of space on it that can save a lot of files. And so this kind of works in the same way, but way smaller. So the reason why I'm introducing this to you is because of the fact that you're going to have 3 projects in this course. These 3 projects, it's going to require 2 things. You're going to have to download media. What we call media is video or film footage that has been shot, that has been converted to like video or digital clips that you can import into Premiere, in this case, and edit. So it's like the raw ingredients that you shot for the for say a film, these different film clips. And then the second thing are project files, which are basically it's like a Word document file. It's like a recipe for how you edited together your video that's made up of all the media, made up of all the individual shots, a project file. So there's two elements: a project file, which is like your recipe, and your uh, video clips that you shot with the camera. Think of that as like kind of like raw ingredients. And in order for you to do a project in the class, you're going to have to download both of those for each project. One project file and 18, 19, 20 or more video clips, okay, or media. And then we're going to teach you how you can start Premiere, link up the project file, the recipe with the raw ingredients, the media, and either pick up where you left off if you've already been editing, or a lot of times with the project files, it'll kind of give you a good starting point. Okay. But the idea is you have to launch Premiere and launch the project file, the recipe, and then the recipe is going to look, where are my ingredients, where are my media files that I used last time you were working on this, and then you link those media files to the project file, and that's when you start to work to edit. Okay, so that's why I'm introducing you to OneDrive, because you'll be downloading your media files and your project files from OneDrive. Media files can take up a lot of space on a hard drive in the gigabytes to terabytes range of space. Like say for example, your first project, well, I think it's like maybe 9 gigabytes worth of footage, and that's only like 16, 17 shots, which is not a lot at all. And so, of course, 9 gigabytes is way more than you could send to someone. Like, I can't email you the clips, email you the video shots for you to edit. I can't do that. It's way too big. So what I do is I upload it to the OneDrive, and then I give you a link to where they're uploaded, and then you click that link, and then those clips download computer. Okay. So we're going to talk on, but the whole reason I have here is because I wanted to see if I can open up the syllabus, which I just copied to the OneDrive. Okay. Once again, this is going to change. Okay. Because of the fact that the class just changed. Okay, it's not showing me that. I've got to make a few moves and collaborate. Okay. Let me show me that. There it is. Okay. It's coming. Still just the three of us, eh? Okay, that's fine. Time waits for no man or no woman, so we're just gonna keep on moving, even if your classmates aren't here yet. And you guys will have a huge advantage. So, like I said before, this is a syllabus as it was before, mostly. I've started making changes, but I haven't finished making changes. And I'll just kind of go through this briefly. Remember, once this is done, like 6 o'clock this evening, you want to download this and at some point in the near future, read through this thoroughly, because a syllabus is kind of like my contract with you and your contract with me. You know what to expect from the class, and I know what to expect from you guys as far as what you're supposed to do. If at any point in time we have to change the syllabus, and I'm expecting we're going to have to make modifications on like due dates and particular weeks we're going to cover, particular chapters, I'll let you know. Okay. And it'll always be like, if I have to make a change to the syllabus, it'll always be placing something back in time. So for example, I'll never tell you, hey, you remember that quiz you were supposed to take last week? Well, we're going to take it this week. Yeah, no, I'll never do that. But I may say something like, hey, remember that quiz we were going to take this week? Well, we're not quite where we need to be to take that quiz, so I'm going to postpone it till next week. If I meddle with the syllabus at all, it'll always be in that direction. But the important part is you always want to do two things. You want to keep up with your syllabus, and you want to keep a close eye on the announcement sections of Blackboard. That's that first section of Blackboard that comes in when you log up, comes up when you log in. That's like the daily announcements. I normally put out new announcements for every class, either Sunday evening or Monday morning, every week. Okay, and it's like welcome, a general welcome, and then And then after that general welcome, then I'll give you like a checklist of all the things that we're going to do that week. And it'll include like a quizzes, projects, or whatever's due. It'll tell you, okay, hey, this quiz is due on Sunday by 11:59 p.m. This project is due on Sunday by 11:59 p.m. So we're going to make sure you keep track of those announcements, because they're the latest versions of what's going on in the class, probably even more up to date than the syllabus. Okay, so please make sure you check your announcements regularly. But here's my information. My name's Bart Thomas. That's my email address right there. And my phone number here in my office is 297-9522. That's the same number as the school. And then extension number 1305. That's to my phone that you've been hearing people ring me on. My office hours, I'll make them more specific now that I know that I won't be meeting with you guys on Mondays and Wednesdays. So I'll only be meeting with you guys on Mondays and not the other class. I'm sorry. Just to give you an idea of what my office hours are, my office hours are from 8:30 until 10 a.m. Okay, and then I have a 10 o'clock to 11:30 class. So I'll do 11:30 to 1 p.m. office hours as well. So I'll do office hours when I come back from class, right? And then I'm with you guys. 11:30 to 2 p.m. That's when we start this class. 11:30 to 2 p.m. We have class from 2 to 3:30, and then from 3:30 to 4:30, once again, I am in office hours. So basically, it's any point in time where I'm not teaching classes. And so I'm teaching class anytime between like 9 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday when I'm not teaching classes. My classes are, I have a DMPT 1000 class from 10 to 1:30. I have you guys from 2 to 3:30. I don't have anything on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I have DMPT 1000 again from 10 to 11:30 on Wednesdays. And then on Wednesdays from, I think they're going to keep it from 1 to 3:30. I have my DMPT 1600 class. That's a class that conflicted with you guys before that they had to change. Okay, so anytime other than those times, I'm available. Tuesdays and Thursdays are best. I'm here on Fridays from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. So if you need to come in, or you need to chat with me on the phone, or you want to do a Blackboard collaborate video chat, those are the times we can do it. And I'll change this to reflect that. Now that things have changed, I'll change this to reflect that. Okay. Yes, you do need the textbook for this course. This course is a very thorough, strenuous course. We're going to cover in 16 weeks. We're going to cover in 10 weeks. We're going to cover in 10 weeks what we would normally cover in 16 weeks. Okay. So that means that there will be some weeks where you're going to have to read more than one lesson. They call them lessons instead of chapters in the textbook, where you're going to have to read more than one lesson per week, and you're going to have to do the exercises. This is a hands-on class. I know you guys are online. You know, how can it be hands-on? Well, because of the fact that you are going to have not only the textbook, but you're also going to have the software, Adobe Premiere Pro, at home, accessed at home. Now, if you want to come here and you want to use the computers here, you can. Now, they don't have Adobe Premiere Pro or any of the Adobe suite programs like Photoshop, Illustrator available if you don't have an Adobe Creative Cloud subscription. We're going to talk about that in a second. This may be familiar to you guys already because of the fact that I'm sure you've taken 1000 and you might have even taken 1010 and 1005. You may be taking those now. And so you've gotten the whole spiel about you have to have your own copy of your own subscription, rather, to the Adobe Creative Cloud. We'll go more into that later, but right now I want to show you the textbook. The textbook is Adobe Premiere Pro Classroom Book 2020 release. Now, Adobe Premiere Pro is currently on the 2022 version. I have the 2022 version installed on my computer. If you don't already have 2022 version installed on your computer, I recommend you install it. Now, of course, you're going to say, well, there's a disconnect. We have to have the 2020 book, but 2022 version of the software, is there going to be any gap in our knowledge? No, 99% of everything you learn in Premiere Pro 2020 is in Premiere Pro 2022. But the reason why I want you to stick with the Premiere Pro 2020 classroom in the book is because of the fact that all of the quizzes and the content for the class and exams have been formatted for that textbook. It's the same information for the most part as a 2022 book. It's just laid out differently. So for example, if chapter 3 is importing media in the 2020 book, 2022 may say it's chapter 2 instead, or lesson 2 instead. And as a result, that kind of throws everything off as far as when I assign certain chapters and the content that's going to be on specific quizzes. So that's why we always want to stay reading the same textbook. But I'm going to show you the Adobe Creative Cloud, or the Adobe Premiere Pro 2020 textbook. Okay, I'm gonna get you guys to switch over here. Here we go, right here. Okay. There it is right there. The Adobe Creative Cloud, or the Adobe Premiere Pro Classroom in a Book 2020 edition. And it's by Maxim Jago. That's the guy who wrote it. And so they have this in the bookstore, but I did want you to take a look at the cover of it to get an idea of what the cover looks like. Keeps going away real fast on me, but you see the lady on the motorcycle, okay? It's right here. So you have an idea. You don't have to get it from Amazon. You don't have to get it from the bookstore. You can get it from wherever you need to get it in order for you to get it as quickly as possible. And also probably as inexpensively as possible. I like the Kindle versions. This is the Kindle version, okay? You don't have to have an actual Kindle, as long as you have either a Mac or PC desktop, or a Mac or PC laptop, or a smartphone of some kind, Mac or Android or Google, or a tablet of some kind, Mac or Android or Google. As long as you have some sort of smart technology, you can download the free Kindle app from wherever you get your apps from, whether it's the App Store or the Google Play Store. Download your app, and once you download the free app, the free Kindle app, okay, now you can go ahead and purchase the Kindle version of the textbook. It's cheaper than the paperback and the other versions, and it downloads immediately to your account, to your Amazon account if you were to get this from Amazon, and you'll be able to access it immediately. So you wouldn't have to worry about paying for shipping or waiting for it to come in the mail. Because I can't tell you how many students say, "Oh, Mr. Thomas, it's week 5. I still don't have my book because I ordered it, but I got it, the cheapest shipping, and it's taking a long time." You don't need to worry about that with the Kindle, because of course the class doesn't slow down for things like that. So please make sure that you get this textbook as soon as possible. I quiz and exam very stringently off of the textbook. So not purchasing the textbook is like saying you expect to flunk the course. Please, 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 please buy the textbook. You're going to see that every week you'll have a lesson or two, that is a chapter or two, assigned for you to read in the textbook and do the exercises. And then you'll have a quiz. Quizzes are always on Sundays, by the way, or rather, you have to have them done by Sunday. You don't have to wait until Sunday to take them. But quizzes will always be ready for you by Sunday. Will always be ready for you to take. Your deadline is Sunday, though. The quiz will cover the material and the material that you just read, during the week, the currently assigned material and the exercises. And I cannot stress enough, you must not just read it. You must do the exercises, okay? You don't really get to know the software unless you get hands-on experience with it. So you definitely want to get the software. So that leads me to the next section. How do you get the software? Okay, well, you obtain the software by getting a subscription to the Adobe Creative Cloud. All right, the Adobe Creative Cloud is a suite of a lot of programs. It's a suite of like 23, 24 programs. All right, you probably already had some experience with it with your 1000 class and your 1010 and your 1005 class. One thing I can tell you is that although there are expenses associated with taking the course, it is extremely important that you invest in yourself, especially with the software, because it's not just for this course, it's for virtually every single course you're going to take at this school for the rest of your time here. And it's also a great tool that you'll use in your professional life if you are a filmmaker or graphic designer, even if you're a post-production sound person, or they have a great program named Adobe Audition that allows you to edit, record, and mix music and sound effects. So think of purchasing not just the book, but also the Adobe Creative Cloud subscription as you're not buying it for the class, you're making an investment in yourself. As a professional filmmaker, I can tell you there are very few days where I don't use at least 3 of the programs out of the Adobe Creative Cloud group of programs. That being said, for this class, we'll mostly just use Adobe Premiere Pro. There are a couple of exercises where it gives you a little peek at Adobe Audition or Adobe After Effects, but that's just for just like a real quick peek at it. You don't actually do much work in it. But this class is mostly about editing with Adobe Premiere. Now, that being said, your next question is probably, well, where do I get the Adobe Creative Cloud subscription from? Okay, I'm gonna show you where. There. Okay. This will be coming up for you guys in one moment. Okay. So I went to adobe.com, as you can see at the top of the screen there, and it just sent me to the general Adobe, the Adobe web page. Now, you can set up an account, and you're going to have to do that in order to purchase the software. Set up a free account on adobe.com. Okay. By the way, the account on adobe.com is free, but you have to pay for the software. But you need to have the account in order to buy the software. So one of the first things you can do is start a new, you can start an account, but we're going to do that later. You can do that later. We're going to go to creativity and design, click on that, right? And then let's go down to view plans and pricing. All right. So what you want is a discount for students, okay, students and teachers, because you don't want to pay the $54.99 everybody else is paying for all the Creative Cloud apps, okay? More than 20 Creative Cloud apps, $54.99. That's what people who are not students are paying. Go to the tab that says students and teachers, and you see that there's a discount. You can get the Creative Cloud, which includes more than 20 apps, for $19.99 a month. It's like a subscription, just like a cell phone bill, okay? So the idea is the first calendar year, the first 12 months, it'll be $19.99 a month because you're a student. And then after that, it goes up to $29.99 a month after your first year, which is still much better than the $54.99 a month everybody else is paying. Now, once you click the Buy Now button right here, it'll give you instructions on how you prove to them you are a student. A lot of times it could be as simple as simply sending them an email from your student email account. In the past, I know it's been a while since I've done this, like exactly 10 years, now I think about it. Um, um, you can use your student ID, okay, to get the discount, okay. But it's critically important that you get the Creative Cloud, because you can't do anything without it. Just a little side note as far as why we have this system in place. Well, first of all, for you guys, it has to be there, because for the most part, because you guys are online and you're at home. We have some students who are not even in the state of Georgia who are taking classes online at home, of course. And so, there must be a way that they can actually use the software that we're teaching. And how they do that is they, purchase a subscription for themselves. However, before the pandemic, like March 2020 and before, we had all of the Creative Cloud apps for free in the computer lab here at GPTC. Okay. Like I mentioned before, how they administrate the software nowadays, they don't you don't buy a DVD or a CD like you used to do in the old days and put it in your computer and then install the software and then you have the application for life. That's not how software works anymore. Not just for Adobe, but 99% of all software companies. You're basically leasing the software. That means, just like a cell phone bill, you're paying a certain amount every month for the right to use the program. Okay. And so the idea is, the reason why we moved to taking the Creative Cloud subscriptions off of the 25 computers we have in our lab here is because during the pandemic, it was close to 24 months that we had where there were no students on campus because everything was virtual because of the pandemic. As a result, we were paying subscriptions on computers that were empty. Nobody was using them because nobody could be on campus. That was costing us a lot of money, right? So our program director made the decision, and I think it's a very good decision. Hey, number one, why are we paying subscriptions for computers when nobody's here to use those computers? Number two, every student should have their own subscription to the Adobe Creative Cloud, because of the fact that not only will that help them be a lot more accessible for them when they do their schoolwork, but it also allows them to do a lot more than just their schoolwork. They can work on projects outside of just what they're assigned in school, which is critical. That's key to you guys being successful in the industry as designers, or in this case, filmmakers. You can't just go around doing your class assignments and call it macaroni. You actually have to do projects that demonstrate your skill as a filmmaker. And these are not projects that the teacher assigns. These are projects that you take on yourself. At the end of your time here, in your exit review course, a teacher like me or Miss Key Adobe or Miss Voltolan will help you group all of those projects that you've been doing for the last couple of years onto something called a show reel or a portfolio, which is a minute and a half, 2-minute sample video reel of your work, just like a little sampler platter, shows highlights of all of your work. That's how you get your start. That's one way you can get your start in the industry. People see a sample of your work. But the idea is, in order to have that kind of access to creating work, to making portfolios, you have to own the software. A lot of people moan and groan when it comes to paying for stuff. They think all they should have to pay for is tuition, and that's it. Unfortunately, that's not the world we live in today. There are expenses in education other than just paying tuition and paying for gas to show up, okay? Especially in this field of work, filmmaking, because it is incredibly expensive. Not that you will be getting to the most expensive part now, of course not, but you do need to prepare yourself to invest in yourself by buying the software, buying the hardware that you're going to need. I always tell students who continue to grumble and groan about spending money, hey, when you graduate, you're going to expect someone to invest in you by giving you an opportunity, a job, a gig, whatever. How can you expect them to invest in you when you won't even invest in yourself? So that's really, kind of says it all. That, and also I also tell people, imagine you're a professional boxer, but you don't even own your own boxing gloves, you know, nobody would take you seriously. If every time you wanted to fight, no matter how good you were, you wanted to go in a boxing match, you had to borrow somebody's boxing gloves, you know, that would, you know, it's very unprofessional. So you don't want to be that person. So those are lots of good reasons as to why you need to. And of course, you can't do any of the work without it. One other thing that you're going to need to do when you purchase the, I'm going to close this out. When you purchase the textbook for the course, what's going to happen is you're going to need media. Remember I said that's video that you shoot, and project files to complete the exercises in the textbook. The textbook comes with media and project files you're going to need in order to read along in the textbook and follow along the work that they're doing, because it's really a workbook more so than a textbook. Okay, so the idea is as soon as you purchase that textbook, the next thing you want to do is download the media and the project files that go with that textbook. I have a video, let me make sure it's still here. I have a video that demonstrates how you do that, okay? Because it is very important that you download the media and the project files. Let me see. Okay, I'll show you where it is. I have it right here. First of all, are there any questions? Miriam and Carly, I know you guys haven't said anything. Hopefully you're still in front of your computers, you're not asleep or didn't walk off or take a jog or take a nap or anything. Good, excellent. I just want to make sure that you guys are there. Excellent, excellent. That's what I like to see. Excellent. Carly, you are a young lady, right? I just want to make sure because I keep referring to that. And Carly could be a guy's name or a lady's name. You're a young lady, right? Or how do you identify? I just want to make sure I'm not, if you're a guy, I want to make sure. Okay, great. A lady, excellent. All right, good. So let's say you want to see how I get started setting up, really even how you get a subscription to the Adobe Creative Cloud, to how you purchase the textbook, to how you download the project files and the media files for, you know, doing the exercises in the textbook on a week-by-week basis. I have a tutorial for that, and I will show you where that tutorial is right now on Blackboard. Okay, let me start over from the beginning. So when you log into Blackboard for the course, you'll see the announcement section here. Like I said before, you want to check your announcements frequently. Here is the first announcement I quickly made down here. I'll add some more to week 1 a little later on. But we're going to go to course content lessons. See this little link here on the far left side. In this section, you have a bunch of folders. Okay, and this is where you're going to spend most of your time in the class. Every week, you're going to go, well, almost every week, you're going to go to the quizzes folder. You're going to click on that, and you're going to find the current quiz that we're taking for that week. You're going to click it, and you're going to take it, all right? Projects, there are 3 projects. When you're ready to do those projects, you're going to click on the project folder, and you're going to, this is where not only where you get information on the project through the project assignment sheet, which is associated with each project. Project 1, project 2, is a project assignment sheet right there. And project 3, chases and fights, and project assignment sheet right there, okay? Not only do you find your project assignment sheet there, but you also, this is also where you upload your project file, okay? We're gonna talk about what a project file is and how you upload it and stuff like it. It's really easy. It's just like any of the document, uploading it to Blackboard. We're going to talk about that later. But you would upload the project file that you ended up with after you finished the project to the correct Dropbox, okay? And then, of course, same thing with exams. You got a midterm exam and you have a final exam. You go inside of exams and you click the correct exam at the correct time. Okay, now look at this one. A lot of the really good information I give you are in these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, last 7 folders, okay? you go to DMPT 2600 basic video editing tutorials, you'll see this first, the second one, setting up to work. This is basically a YouTube video that explains to you kind of what I just kind of told you, what it demonstrates to you on the screen, how to get a paid subscription for the Adobe Creative Cloud at a student discount, how to create an account on this class's textbook website, on the class textbooks website, to register the textbook that you purchased for the course. When you purchase your textbook, by the way, after you purchase your textbook, you have to register that textbook, okay, with peachpit.com. That's the publisher of the book. Then you want to find and download and uncompress the lesson files and the assets. Assets, that's just another word for media, the video footage that was shot, okay? This tutorial will tell you how to do that as well. You'll need the project files and the assets or the videos to complete the exercises in the textbook, the lessons in the textbook. And it'll also tell you how to organize your files and assets in a folder so that you can practice great media management skills and never have a problem finding your lesson files and or assets or media files. The reason why that last part is there is because after you download the media files and the project files, it'll be a humongous number of files, and you won't know how to tell heads from tails on anything if you don't organize it. So you want to be able to find what you want, whether it's a project file or a media file, as quickly as possible with as few problems as possible. And this tutorial tells you how to do that as well. So when you click this link here, it'll take you to YouTube, and the video will show you how to do these 4 things, okay? So that's extremely important that you take a look at that. Media management, okay? This used to be an exercise that was part of Project One, that was Project One. We have expanded it. This is part of Project One, but not all of Project One. It's just the very beginning of it. But media management is also interesting to look at once you get into Premiere, because it shows you how to organize video clips that you import into Premiere that you want to work with. You know, it shows you how to organize it so you can find things easily, okay? You'll also see that I have other little short tutorials in this folder on select topics. These tutorials don't cover the entire chapter. They're not a replacement for reading the entire chapter and doing the exercises for each chapter or lesson, okay? But it does cover a few, it highlights a few important points from the chapter, okay? Like, you know, how do you launch Premiere? And it gives you an interface tour. That's really a lot of what's going on in chapter 1, okay? How do you set up a project? Chapter 2, that's lesson 2, okay? And then we go into what is a source panel and how do you work with the source panel, okay? And of course, we have some lesson 8 video tutorials that talk a lot about the more complex craft of editing with Premiere Pro later on down the road. But that's where you can find the video on setting up to work, so you know how to get your paid subscription, how to download the project files and the media clips, how to create an account. You have to register your textbook after you purchase it, no matter where you purchase it from the bookstore, from online, Amazon, from the adobe.com website, wherever, okay? And all of this great stuff, downloading and uncompressing lesson files and media files that you need to do the work in the textbook. Okay, any questions on anything? Okay, you're not saying anything, so I'll assume no. So we were looking at the syllabus. We kind of stopped there because we were talking about the textbook. But I'll zip through this and tell you that the syllabus that you see, that you're going to see in a second, in front of you, that's not the only syllabus there is. This syllabus is specific to my class, but there's a supplemental syllabus, which you probably all know about. These are standardized college policies that you should review in detail online. And these college policies can be found, this other syllabus can be found if you go to www.gptc.edu/supplemental-syllabus. If you go there, you'll get more information, like, you know, general information, not specific to my class, but general information about the school, like how do you withdraw from a class, special services, technical support. Technical support is like if you get locked out of your Banner Web or your Blackboard account, all kinds of great information. So you want to make sure that you're aware of the information that is in the supplemental syllabus. Here are our competency areas, our learning outcomes. That these are the things you're going to learn. There's a whole lot more you're going to learn other than this, but this is kind of covers this with the state of Georgia. We got to say these are the things you're going to learn. No-show work ethics. We already talked about that. Remember, you need to get that done by May the 29th, as it says here. 2 questions. Please get it done. If you don't already have it done, if you get it done like as soon as we get off the air, as soon as we get off of this call, that will be great. So you make sure that you don't have to worry about doing anything. There's also something called the 10 work ethics assignments. You hopefully have already done this in your in another course like DMPT 1000. I'm going to switch over here to show you what this is, because this is critically important as well. Essentially, the Technical College System of Georgia wants to know that you know how to be a responsible and effective college student. And how they determine that is based on a series of 10 assignments, okay? 10, think of them almost like, they're not book reports, but you do have to do some writing, okay? And these 10 assignments are in different categories. Like one assignment is, hey, they want you to talk about the importance of being on time, the attendance one. Or they also want you to talk about the importance of teamwork, okay? Now, I know this may sound kind of hokey, and you're like, hey, what does this have to do with DMPT 2600? Actually, a lot, but you won't see any content talking about editing in the ethics review quizzes, okay? However, you have to do the assignments, and as instructors, we have to assign a value of at least 10% of your final grade in the class is based on whether or not you did these ethics assignments, okay? So I'm going to show you where you find them and how you take care of this, okay? All right, so this is the announcement section. Again, I'm going to go to syllabus and no-show assignment. Go there. All right, you see work ethics, that folder work ethics. Here are those 4 work ethics traits they want you to have learned or prove that you already know to be a successful college student. Attendance, character, teamwork, appearance, attitude, productivity, organizational skills, communication, cooperation, and respect, right? And with each one of these, there's an assignment that you have to complete and turn in, okay? I'm going to click on the work ethics folder, and you're going to see right here, if you click on this link on where it says work ethic, if you click on that, it'll kind of explain to you what I'm explaining to you right now, as far as what the work ethics assignment is all about, right? In this next section, you have PDFs, because each one of these is a different like assignment. It's like a worksheet. You have to read the worksheet, fill in the blanks on the worksheet, type in whatever it's asking you to type in, and then upload it to the correct Dropbox. So for example, when you complete the attendance plan assignment, you're going to upload it to the attendance action plan Dropbox, which is right here. When you complete the character assignment up here, you're going to upload it to the character assignment Dropbox right here, and so forth. Now, one thing I did want to say to you is, if you guys have already done this for another class, you don't have to do it again, but you must upload your assignments that you've already done to the correct Dropbox. Okay, so hopefully you held on to what you did. Hopefully your other teachers told you, hey, once you do this, don't throw it away. You're going to need it for every class you take from now on. You shouldn't have to do this over and over again. Just do it once and just upload it, give them what they're asking for, and they'll get out of your lives. So definitely you want to upload these. My deadline for this is June the 19th. Let me just double check to make sure that's correct. I believe it is. Yes, Sunday, June the 19th at 11:59 p.m. You'll notice almost everything is due on a Sunday at 11:59 p.m. That doesn't mean wait until 11:59 p.m. or even 11 o'clock to get started. That means after 11:59 p.m. on a Sunday, you'll no longer have access to that. And if you haven't done it, you'll just have to take a zero. By the way, I don't do retakes. I don't do upgrades, retakes, extra credit. I don't do any of that. We've got way too much to do. We don't have time for that. And also, we want to train you all for how things work in the real world, where you can't miss your delivery date for the edited version of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. You can't miss it by a day and say, oh, can I come back and deliver this finished edited film on Saturday instead of Sunday? This film was supposed to release on Friday. Okay, now you just cost a lot of people a lot of money because people pre-sold tickets, things like that. So we want to get you guys used to turning things in right, the highest level of quality, on time or early the first time. I also want to tell you, don't wait until the last minute to read these exercises or read these chapters, do the exercises and do the quizzes. Do not wait until the last minute. That almost ensures you're not going to do good work. Don't wait until the last minute to start on these projects. And that's a real big sticking point for a lot of students. A lot of times they wait until the last minute, then they discover it's a lot more complicated than they thought it was. Then they discover they don't know as much as they need to know in order to do the project. So they've got to go back and try to play makeup. And usually if they turn in anything at all, it's garbage. So don't put yourself under that kind of stress. Don't put your academic career in that kind of jeopardy. You want to make sure that you start early. I say start early, take your time with it, do it thoroughly, and get it out of the way so you can go back to whatever you were doing. Okay. All right. So we all know about the ethics assignments. One thing I do want to tell you is if you do have to do these ethics assignments from scratch, usually most people don't like PDFs. If you click on this, it'll download a PDF for it. I'll click on that and just to show you. Click on that, it'll download the PDF, and you guys can't see it, but let's show it to you. Is this it? Yep, that's it. This is the assignment sheet for the attendance action plan. Here it comes in a second. Bam, the attendance action plan. So what you want to do is you want to take a look at that. Let me find it. There it is. Okay. What you would do is you would type in, okay, write the specific actions you will do to perform each step for maintaining good attendance. Number one, make work attendance your highest priority. What are you going to type? I don't know. You make up something. You think of something as be good. Don't just, talk a bunch of foolishness. Make something that makes sense. Like, hey, I'll make sure that I start on my assignments early. Make sure I have enough time to take my time on them and do my best. Maybe, and so as a result, my attendance is not going to be an issue if, I'm coming to, well, actually, I was kind of talking about assignments, but attendance, you may say something like, hey, make sure I clock into Banner or Blackboard, collaborate 15 minutes early, and make sure I don't miss any classes and this, that, and the other. Whatever you do, answer all these questions, and then you upload it to the attendance action plan Dropbox, which is you'll see it pop up in a second. Which is right here, that first one. Well, actually, that's not the Dropbox. It's this one right here. This is the Dropbox right here. So you click on this, and then essentially all you have to do right there is you want to attach your assignment that you just completed. When you typed in the answers, click Browse Local Files, and you browse around to wherever it's hanging out on your computer, select it, and click Open, and then it'll upload it, and you're good to go. Now, all that being said, one thing is true. A lot of people don't like dealing with PDFs, okay? because unless you have Adobe Acrobat Pro, you can't edit PDFs. There's no way for you to go in and add to that sheet. Okay, so what I have done, and you will get this in the near future, what I have done is I've made Word documents of all of this. A Word document is something that you can all edit. And I'm going to send the Word documents for all 10 of these assignments to you so you can just finish them up in Word and then upload them to the correct Dropbox, okay? Because I don't know what they were thinking when they gave us PDFs, because almost nobody, at least not at this level, works, they don't edit, they don't, add stuff to, they don't write PDFs, they just read them, right? So I will send you those Word documents, versions of those. Any questions on any of that? Okay. No? Okay, good. Miriam, no questions. Any questions? Okay, Carly, no questions. Very good. Good. Okay, good. Good. I know there's a whole lot of material, y'all. And we haven't even started talking about editing, which we're not going to really talk too much about today. Today is just to kind of get you acclimated. Okay, through. So let's see. Let's go back to our syllabus. We only have 15 minutes left. I know it's a marathon you guys are going through here. So everything I just said was in reference to this part of the syllabus where it talks about the 10 work ethics assignments, okay? June 19th is when you have to have all 10 of those up. I cannot stress to you the importance of that, because the fact that, like I said, that's 10% of your final grade. I had several students last semester who would have gotten out of the class, but they did not. They were not bad students, but they didn't do their work ethics assignments. And I was begging them, pleading them to do it. They didn't respond to any of my emails, so I had no choice but to take 10% off their final grade in the class. It's not a Mr. Thomas rule. That's a state of Georgia rule. And so as a result, they didn't pass the course. And so I don't want that to happen to anybody, because as long as you complete it and writing sentences and upload those sheets, that's all we want. I'm not going to go through and critique it like an English class and nothing. It's either you do it 100% or you don't do it 0%. So there's really no excuse for anybody to lose that 10% for this, because it's so incredibly easy. There are practically no wrong answers. Okay, so please make sure you don't forget that, because I would hate to see that anybody suffer because of they just forgot to do it. That, and of course, in addition to your no-show participation assignment. Here are some policies and course procedures. Number one, like I said, late work is not accepted. Work must be properly formatted. So that means for you guys, because most of the time, like for projects, you'll be turning in project files and you'll be doing quizzes and exams. But format for you guys would be along the lines of making sure that you upload a Premiere Pro project file to the Dropbox, to the correct Dropbox on Blackboard. Say, for example, project 1. Don't send me a output QuickTime video. I didn't ask for that. I asked for a Premiere Pro project file for very specific reasons. That's what format means to us. You have to submit it on Blackboard. I'm not as much of a stickler as though students have one attempt to submit work in Blackboard. As long as you get it up by the deadline, like if you upload something and you're like, hey, Mr. Thomas, I've worked on it since I uploaded it the first time and the deadline is until tomorrow. Can you clear out what I uploaded so I can upload my newest version? I don't have a problem with that, as long as you do it before the deadline, okay? But, and also another reason for doing things ahead of time is anytime, whether it's legit or not, anytime a student has a problem in the class, it's always Blackboard's fault, right? Oh, well, Blackboard will work for me, blah, 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 blah. That rarely happens. And I often say to students, if everybody else in the class, if they were able to do it and you weren't, then that means it's not Blackboard. And number two, if you have a personal problem with your computer, once again, that's not an excuse either. We can't get involved with, well, my computer blew up or whatever. That's, yeah, we can't get involved with that. But Make sure if you turn in stuff ahead of time, right, and you'll be able to see if you submitted it on Blackboard. If there are any problems, we have time to correct them. But if you wait to the last minute and you upload something and some problems, you haven't given yourself any leeway. Of course, you got to provide your own books, equipment, and software. So that means you need to have your own book. You have your subscription to Adobe Creative Cloud, Adobe Creative Cloud, and your own computer, of course. Like I said before, we do have computers here. If you've already paid for the Adobe Creative Cloud subscription, you can come here and use the computers. You can do that, okay? But you have to have a Creative Cloud subscription, because when you log into the computers here and you type in, it's going to, first of all, you click on Premiere Pro to try to launch it. First thing it's going to tell you to do is log into your adobe.com account. If you don't have an adobe.com account where you have an Adobe Creative Cloud subscription paid for, it will not let you use the software on the computers here, okay? So please make sure, if you want to use the computers here in C23, you're more than welcome to, but you must have a paid Adobe Creative Cloud software Creative Cloud software subscription. Otherwise, you won't be able to use any of the stuff here, okay? So here's how you evaluate your grade. And of course, waiting, we have quizzes. The quizzes are almost every week. So get used to reading a chapter or a lesson or two, doing the exercises in the chapter or lesson, and then taking a quiz or two at the end of the week by Sunday of the end of the week by 11:59 p.m. The reason why I say you may have to take a quiz or two and read a chapter or two is because of the fact that, like I said before, this is a 10-week semester, but we have to cover the same material that we would cover in 16 weeks. So as a result, there are going to be a few weeks in there where you're going to have to do more than 1 week's worth of work. You got to do 2 weeks worth of work. It's part of the thing of taking a faster summer classes. Okay. Of course, here are your 3 projects and when they're due. I always tell people to make a quick note of when they're due, because the fact that you don't want any of these deadlines to sneak up on you. If you miss a quiz, that's 15%. I'm sorry. If you miss a project, that's 15% off of your final grade. Okay. That's huge. All the quizzes together are only worth 15%. So each quiz is worth less than 2%. Okay. Less than 2% of your final grade will be the quizzes. Cause I mean, we may have 10 quizzes, maybe a few less than 10 quizzes. You got a midterm exam, 15%. That's going to be on June the 19th. Final exam on July the 25th. And on that same day, July the 25th, note that a project is due on Sunday the 24th. But the idea is that when you take your proctored event written exam, you know how that works. You have to have Respondus Lockdown browser installed on your computer. When you take the final exam, you can take it from home. All right. So other than that, this is pretty much just a rehashing of what I just told you. Final proctored event, July 25th, 2022, from 2 to 3:30 p.m. Very specific times. It's pretty much the same time that we give the class. Monday, 25th of July, 2 to 3 p.m. Okay. You have to have Respondus Lockdown browser installed. You must use that app in order to take the final exam. And you guys have probably done it before for your other classes. Here is the part that I have to continue to reformat. I have to reformat for the fact that we're teaching this class once a week instead of twice. And that is the course calendar. This is basically everything we're going to do and when the due dates are. What you need to do right now is, of course, we read the syllabus, we've highlighted the syllabus. You want to read it thoroughly, watch the welcome video, okay? Watch the course walkthrough video, all right? Which is pretty much what we're recording now. As a matter of fact, I'll probably just put I'll put a link to this video right here because we're walking you through the course right now. I'll put this link up. You guys don't have to watch it, but everybody else will, okay? You want to read the first lesson in the book. So get the book post haste like yesterday. Read the first lesson in the book and do the exercises. Really, you're not really doing anything. It's just kind of, you launch Premiere and it just kind of points out, well, this is the project panel and this is what you do in the project panel. This is the source monitor and this is what you do in the source monitor. So it kind of acquaints you with the Premiere Pro interface and tells you what you do on it. Also, there are some PowerPoints in Blackboard that you're going to need to read, okay? Well, one PowerPoint. The steps in becoming a film editor, always on my mind is your professional development. This is not just about you guys learning how to operate some software. Kids in the 3rd grade are using Premiere. It's about crafting you into a professional editor. And so you need to be thinking with these skills that I have, these artistic and technical skills that I'm developing in this class and classes like this, say if I wanted to be a professional film editor, what would I need to do to climb that ladder to eventually become a professional film editor? That's what this PowerPoint presentation talks about. So I really want you guys to read that, and you might see some of that on the quiz for the at the end of the week. Also, there's a really funny video that you're going to have to watch that talks about what is a video editor or film editor. Okay, that's the middle column on this is what you're supposed to read or look at. The first column is what week we're talking about. Look at the bottom; it tells you the date. And the third column is what you have to actually turn in. Okay. In this particular case, the only thing only thing it says here is that you have to turn in your no-show assignment by Sunday, May 29th. I probably should put something there talking about the work ethics assignments as well. But the idea is you don't have a quiz that's due on this Sunday, the 22nd. I'm pushing it back 1 week. Your first quiz on lesson 1 will be on Sunday, the 29th of May. Okay. Now I haven't completed it yet, but in week 2, next week, Monday, May the 23rd through the end of that week, 24th through 5th, and 6th through 7th, 28th, through Friday, May 28th, you're supposed to be reading lesson 2, doing the exercises in lesson 2, and reading lesson 3 and doing the exercises in lesson 3 as well. So starting off with week 2, you're going to have 2 lessons per week. The good thing is that these 2 chapters are pretty short. All right. And so when you come around to week 3, you're going to have a quiz on these 2 chapters. So you have a quiz on chapter 2, quiz number 2, and a quiz on chapter 3. Okay. So you need to make sure that you know how the system goes. Usually you'll get a quiz the week after the assigned reading. So if next week you read lessons 2 and 3 during the week, say starting on Monday, going through the weekend, you won't have to take that quiz on that Sunday. You'll take the quiz on lessons 2 and 3 on the next Sunday. And I know some people may be tempted to say, oh, great, then that means I have like 2 weeks to do this assignment. Not really, because even though this quiz on lessons 2 and 3 won't be due until week 3, guess what you have to be doing during week 3? Lesson 4 or lesson 4 and 5, something like that. Okay, I haven't decided on whether it's going to be a 1 or a 2. I have to get that together. That's at least that 1. So don't think that you can slack off because you don't have your quiz due at the end of that week. Okay, so you want to make sure you do that. Any questions on any of that? So I'll get this updated. The projects are there. The exams are there. I'll get this updated for you, and it'll be up by this evening. So if you have any questions on that, let me know. All right, it'll be updated to reflect the fact that we're meeting just once a week instead of twice a week. Do I have any questions on any of that I just covered? Good. Okay, that's all I have for you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work on getting everything up to date, up to speed, and posted on Blackboard. And go ahead and get your textbook, get that Adobe Creative Cloud subscription, watch that video I told you about setting up to work. Watch that video, so it'll tell you, we'll walk you through all the steps that you need, and we'll get started, and we'll get this party started. The next time I talk to you, the next time I have a meeting like this, which will be 1 week from today, you should have read chapter 1, and hopefully you would have started peeking into chapters 2 and 3. So we can kind of move on to that. And what our lessons will be, instead of me talking at you like this, talking about boring stuff, I'll be demonstrating the things that you should have learned or should be learning in the lessons. I'll be demonstrating on Premiere on this computer. Okay, so my suggestion for you is if you can do this, when I demonstrate something, you should be able to follow along on your computers in Premiere. Okay? So we'll talk more about that a little later on. But thank you for showing up to class, you two. If you know anybody else who is in our class, please spread the word about what we're doing as far as when we're meeting. And all this information will be available to them in the walkthrough video for the chapter, for the class. It'll be available for them on Blackboard. All right? You'll have a wonderful evening, and I will see you next Monday. Don't forget, you can email me or call me or stop by my office if you have any questions or concerns on anything. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.